Alrighty. That whole break, I just ate really hot salsa. I'm gonna regret it. Where are we? You guys got a big knife. These are behemoths? I have to say I don't care for the design. I like the original better. Okay. Nice. Okay. Okay. I guess I must have missed that switch the first time I was over there. All right. See, I should be able to do any ally Chronos tier. And it will do it for both slow and stuff. Interesting, if you're stopped, she gets stuck trying to cast decoy over and over. Because the decoy doesn't take. Whoa. That was crazy looking. So I ain't going that way quite yet. Assuming that gate up here is gone now. Go check. That it is, that it is! Okay, keep going this way. Damn. You got Iceborne DLC? Nice. It's a good game. It's such a good game. I definitely want to get back to playing it more. I just think that my particular ISP is a huge part of the problem why I have connectivity issues on it. So it's like nothing's gonna get better about it until I move, it feels like. Oh, I have incredible speeds. I have 500 up and down. It's not the problem, it's that my connection very briefly disconnects frequently. So like, for most things it's not a problem, but when you're talking about like Capcom servers, which are already touchy to begin with, when it sees me disconnect for a second, it doesn't wait for me to reconnect, it just drops me. So I'm just constantly being disconnected from like Capcom and What was the other game recently? The beta for Avengers. Like, everybody's like, oh, we're having connectivity issues. And I'm like, yeah, me too. And then after they apparently fixed it to where everybody wasn't having issues anymore, I was still getting dropped all the time, the same way I do in Monster Hunter. And that's Square, which is not known for having a lot of experience with multiplayer servers and stuff like that. So I feel like if it's not like a World of Warcraft level quality server, I'm just gonna get dropped because they don't know that I'm coming back. Which sucks, because I'd be playing Monster Hunter, like, pretty aggressively if that wasn't the case. But I don't know, before the end of 2021, wife and I hope to be living somewhere completely different. And I will get completely different internet. Yeah, we're planning on moving. We're saving up for a place right now. I'm tired of dealing with this internet, so.
I can't shake the feeling we're somewhere we're not meant to be.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Exciting?
You are not troubled by the unknown? Who can say what lies ahead? We may encounter the very creators of Nethicite.
Yeah, I don't know what we'll find. I like it better that way.
You're sounding more the Sky Pirate every day.
Well, interesting. Out of state or staying in AZ? Gonna stay in AZ. That's where our jobs are. I'd love if I could get to a point where my job is 100% remote and I could move anywhere in the world. I think the wife and I would definitely move. I would love to move to, like, Colorado. Sleepka. I'd do Seattle too, but price of living in Seattle is ridiculously expensive. 1. And 2, I don't think the wife would like Washington. We've traveled there on vacation and she just can't deal with the gray and dreary. Okay. Go this way first. Bottle of Domaine Calvados. But my biggest priority is getting rid of this ISP, and the apartment complex that we live in has an exclusivity contract with the ISP that I'm dealing with right now. So I can't just go with a different competitor and teach them a lesson by not giving them my money. It's not an option. For me to continue my job, continue streaming, continue our just quality of life, like, I have to just keep letting these assholes win. Pretty close to the end, really? Okay. Exciting. Oh, man, if I, like... I know there's some other stuff I haven't done, but if I'm stumbling on the end tonight, I'm gonna be pretty pleased. Yeah, we would keep living here for a while if it wasn't for the ISP. Really like where we live. Price is getting a little bit too expensive, so we'd probably still end up moving out relatively soon. Just because they're getting Amber Armlet. They're just getting ridiculously expensive. That means I already had an Amber Armlet. It said, the guide that I've been following said that we had reached the final chapter, but it's also referenced some things, some side quests and things that I haven't seen yet. So I don't know if there's like an element of free roam post end of story that, which is very non-Final Fantasy. Usually they give you like all the in-game stuff right before the final boss, or if exactly that. I am awaiting to find this final boss, and then it will like give me a warp stone to be able to leave and go do whatever. Like, I don't know where I'm going in here. These are all dead ends. We came in here. Would be nice to be done with Final Fantasy XII. I think this has been one of our longest games yet. I think in sheer hours. Well, Final Fantasy X, I think we had like 80 hours in it when we finished. Yeah, I think I'll be over 80 with this stream today. I don't know where to go. Yeah, I figured there'd be like a lot of extra bonus content that's not required for completion, but this game is just so different from the rest of the Final Fantasies. I wonder how they deliver it. I'm stuck, dude. Like, I feel like this door should open. Alright, yo, so maybe there's a switch? Secret dungeon, hidden bosses and shit. Alright. Yeah. And then it's if it's an Uber boss, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like doing the Uber bosses, or they don't give you anything. The game's already beat, so what are you gonna do with what it gives you anyways? And see, that's part of why Final Fantasy VII is so great, is because like they give you Uber bosses that you can defeat through some fun gimmicks, and they give them to you early enough that you can utilize what you get. Actually, like, defeating Ruby and Emerald are the quickest ways to get to some of the materia that they drop for you, you know? Yeah, I know that Ultima is an Esper I'm missing. I know that's a thing that I don't have for sure. Alright, time to hit the guide. I'm confused. Oh, wait a minute. Boss. This is definitely going to be a boss. Look at how big this thing. It's Diablos. Quick, get your hammers out. Oh, no techniques for this guy. Okay. Whatever. I'm excited for FF7 Remake Part 2 as well. Yeah, I think it'll probably get a PS4, PS5 release. I don't see why not. Why are you healing him? Yeah, because money. Yeah, I just hope I can get a PS5 relatively quick. I don't have to be one of the first ones shipped out, you know, but I definitely don't want to be waiting for a long time to get a PS5. And see, kind of the nice thing is I know people always hate on, like, pre-ordering, but my thing is, like, yes, I agree. Do not pre-order games. But if it's a game you know you are 100% buying, you've not changed too much of the outcome of what's happening with it. Pre-ordering a game and then canceling it later, yes, that is what we need to stop doing. Because what that's doing, that's allowing companies to make money on interest of money that they haven't earned. And then we cancel or don't pick up the game. And you get your money back, sure. But they made a bunch of money on not doing anything or making a shit game, and we're teaching them that that's okay. We're teaching them that if you hype us up enough, you can make some money on nothing. And that's not okay. These companies need to learn they can't do that. But if it's a game that you know, no matter what, even if it gets bad release reviews, you're going to buy it because you need to check it out for yourself anyways, I think pre-ordering that's fine. So, for example, I know for sure that I'm getting Cyberpunk 2077, and I'm for sure getting World of Warcraft's expansion. No matter what happens with those two, I'm definitely playing them. So, it's kind of nice that with that being in mind, I can pre-order those things 6 months, 7 months out, especially since they're close to, like, the holiday season. And now I don't have to buy those games during the holiday season when I'm trying to save up for presents and stuff like that, you know? So it's kind of like a silver lining on pre-orders, but still, we really should stop pre-ordering as much as we can. These companies are making money on not doing anything. And that's not okay. Where the fuck? Yeah, I hope PS5's not a real pain in the ass to get a hold of. What's the matter, baby? Look who it is, everyone! Magady has arrived! Hey. Hi, Max. What's up? So... tell us about nostalgia, Magni. What's your most nostalgic thing? He said eating poop. Alright, this interview's over. This interview's over. This interview's over. Huh. Oh, buddy. Why you cuddling? Why you cuddling? I'm trying to be cute because Mom's mad at me. You get spoiled. You know that? You get spoiled. Come on. Oh, get good crisp. That sucks. Did the kids know that there was a potential Disney cruise? Oh, they knew and they were bummed out. God, man. I mean, like, as an adult, I can shoulder and deal with all the bullshit that's going on with COVID, right? But, like, I have a hard time understanding how these kids are dealing with it. Like, you know, their lives just... they haven't gotten into any rut or repetition, you know? Like, as adults, we could be like, we'll just work and chill out and we'll watch TV, right? Like, we could just settle. That's nice for us. But, like, summers and graduations and, like, senior prom, like, all of that shit. Stuff that you can't get back, those firsts. They're just gone for kids. It's rough. It's rough. Feel bad for those little dudes. Alright, let's go the other way. Oh, great, we got bombs. Yeah, PS5 will be a good one. If, I'll keep that in mind. Do you stay logged into Discord pretty regularly, MP? Like, do you have it on your phone? Yeah? Okay. Because I signed up for the waiting list to see if I can try and get a PS5 for myself. Of course I'm gonna make sure that we get one for the stream first. Why is she not doing a Sonya? Thank you. This is weird, dude. She's like not casting as quick as she should. Keep your eye on Discord as much as you can as things come down. If I'm gonna secure myself a PlayStation 5, and then the next one that I come across, I'll try to shoot the link over to you as quickly as possible, and see if we can make sure we get it for you and your kids. Wow, it's only a point difference? That's a huge jump for her, but she can't do stabs 5? Really? Does she have a Judicers? But yeah, we'll keep our eye out and see if we get lucky and find a couple of them. I hope they know how important the PS5 is. And they do a good job, like, making sure there's enough of them out there for people. Problem is sometimes it's not an option. You know what I mean? Like, with this recent analog pocket debacle, everybody's like, fuck analog. they only make so many so that they can tell us that they're not going to give us enough so they can create their own demand, and everybody's mad at them and shit. It's like, dude. And then what will happen is, like, they find enough material to make a few more, and they'll release, like, a couple more pre-orders, and they're like, that's dumb that you're releasing more pre-orders, just, you know, just so you can get more money and stuff, like, create more demand. You're not even selling anything with a pre-order, and it's just like, dude, like, you don't understand, like, the manufacturing process that's involved. And that what they do is they talk to their distributors that they can get the plastics and the materials and the circuit boards and all that stuff from, and the glass and the buttons. And, like, they talk to those providers and say, how much can you give me? And they're like, this amount. And they're like, well, we can make this many of this object with that amount. So let's open up pre-orders for that number. And then it sells out immediately. And then they turn around and they go, okay, and then people are going crazy. Fuck you! You should let me buy one of your damn things. And so they're like, okay. And so they start looking for other distributors for the things that they need to make the electronics. And then they find, oh, we can buy another 5,000 here and another 10,000 here. We can make another, 12,000 units now. Let's open up the pre-orders for another 12,000 units. And then people are like, fuck you! You're not even like, dude, like, they're doing what they can. But they're being smart, too, that they're not selling anything that they can't promise to deliver on. They have to be smart. And then with COVID going on... Right. Right. Yeah, and there's so much, like, stuff with, like, in normal business, they're like, well, we're pretty sure we're going to be able to secure XYZ. Not in COVID, dude. You everything's out the window on predictability and guarantees and stuff. And yeah, anyways, though, my point is I get why Sony's holding off on announcing anything as far as the pre-order status and things like that. The rumors we've been getting about price, I like the price that I'm hearing. I think it's $500 for the most expensive version of it, which is good. It's not no $800 PlayStation 3 like they've done before. So, but even still, the $800. I think it was $600 for the original PlayStation 3. That was still justified. I know people don't agree with me on that, but it was justified because a Blu-ray player, the quality that the PlayStation 3 was at that time, was $800. Sony was making, selling those at a loss, $200 a pop. Yeah, they learned a lesson about high prices, and what actually needs to be in the system and what doesn't need to be in the system and stuff like that. Once they decided to stop trying to build an entire PlayStation 2, an entire PlayStation 3, and a Blu-ray player, like all those things being in there, which, I mean, a PlayStation 3 is a Blu-ray player. They were able to get that price down pretty significantly. What are you screaming about? Wife's yelling at the kitchen. Yeah, software, not hardware. Granted, hardcoreists like myself, that's still unacceptable. Like, I still got my Fat Boy 60 gig with the hardware backwards compatibility. I guess it's not listening. It's not. It ain't listening. There's also a console that's coming out. I've been keeping my eye on for a while. That's gonna pretty much like play all the games, all the retro stuff. I forget what it's called right now. Polymega. There was the Retrons. The Retrons are shit, for the most part. But Polymega it's a really expensive like investment, but it should be a pretty good solution for a lot of things. But what it is, it's a base console that can take discs, and you can do like PlayStation 1, I think PlayStation 2, Sega CD, Sega Saturn, all that stuff. And it does it is ripping a ROM to the console, which is what a lot of these Retrons and stuff do. And what that means is you still have a delay, so it's not like the best way to play it. Technically, an original console ran through a FrameMeister has less frame delay than these Retron like emulators where like you pop it in and it rips it, and then you play off the ROM essentially to get it to output to HDMI. Well, so that's the thing, they're not getting ROMs. What they're doing is you're popping in your game and it's downloading. So like Retron and stuff like that, they download the ROM from your cartridge, and then it deletes it when the power gets shut off. So it actually doesn't break any... That's how Retron does it. That's how they get around not having to pay any licensing rules, and they don't get themselves in any trouble for like ROM splicing and stuff like that. But to get it to output in HDMI, you have to emulate and then output it, or you have to transcribe the signal. That's why the FrameMeister is still one of the best options, because it takes your original hardware and transcodes it, but it's got that little processor in it and some magic gravy that nobody's figured out yet. That only, I think it's a 1 millisecond delay that gets added through a FrameMeister, and everything else is like 1,000 or more millisecond delay. Kind of crazy what the FrameMeister can do. But outside of the FrameMeister, the next best thing is these ROM conversions, and when you deal with ROM, it has a delay. That's why, like, if you plug in an NES and pop in Mario Bros. 3 and play it on a CRT TV, it feels different than the straight from Nintendo NES Classic, because the NES Classic is still doing ROMs and stuff. So a lot of the Retrons, anyways, they do basically what the NES Classic does, and it runs a ROM. But the Polymega is still doing a ROM rip of all this stuff. But they did sign a license contract with all of the old developers so that they could get more patches and source codes and things like that over the years, but also allows them to recognize the data that's being put for the most of the catalogs. It recognizes the data that's being put into the system and uses kind of, from what I'm understanding, it's kind of like a rollback netcode kind of thing, where it knows what data is going to be presented, so it can actually run the game ahead of itself a little bit, and you don't feel the delay. But Polymega is super expensive, and then on top of that, it's not super expensive, but it's pricey. I think it's like $200 for the base model. But what they're doing is you can slide off the front, and you can buy like these $50 modules that you slide back on, and what it does is it changes what cart the device can read. You're looking about, like $500 to $600 to get everything out the gate. But because you'll buy the base model, which is just the disc reader, and then you'll buy like an NES module, you'll buy an SNES module, a Sega module, you'll buy all the different carts, and N64, I don't think N64 is on there yet. But basically you buy all these different modules, you slide them in and out, and the nice thing too is it has an expandable hard drive that you can download your collection to. What? Yeah, no, we all heard the blending. Thanks. So, what's really cool about that is if you got a sizable collection, you could go and load all of your games in and rip ROMs for everything onto the Polymega, and then, then you're done. Like, if you just wanted to boot up a random game, you don't have to go and get it off the shelf and bust out the console and all that. You could just turn on the Polymega and get a pretty good for my master's chose no other the way I will lay open. Yeah, I've been Magni, piss off. I've been looking for an old Sony Trinitron for a while. I'd like a nice, like, big ol' Sony Trinitron, and just kind of keep that off to the side, and then when I got the space for a nice big old game room. Matter. Alright, I'm having to cheat because I am lost. What are you licking down there, huh? Does it tell me? Xantha Scorpio. Which I would just rock a nice, you know. I'd rock a nice, like, CRT TV and then just be done with it. But I have to stream it. I gotta be able to stream it. So I have to find a way to get an HDMI output on these old retro consoles. And the best way for me to do it right now is just to run a Braymeister. It just sucks that we can't get, like, the perfect delay, you know what I mean? Alright, so where am I now? Param Vikari. So if I go this way... I'm gonna have to follow the guy on this. This place is crazy. What are you doing in there?
Cooking.
Did you order some? Hey, Max. What do you want, bud? Remember the big old TVs had come inside the floor cases? I remember the old... What we used to call a big screen TV was actually like a... It was like this giant box that sat right on the floor, and the whole, like, bottom of it was a speaker. And they were like probably more than that, they were like 4 feet deep. And it just had to take up like a whole section of your home. Oh, that's even older than the ones I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about like old projector-based TVs from like the 90s and shit. I remember the old wooden ones, like the 60s and 70s ones, even a little bit in the 80s. So let me see, where am I right now? I am at Caboni Jalam Pravati. I got one direction I can go. Okay, what is it she's doing? Oh, okay. All right. So this. Okay, this should go to Da Vikari Brum. Alright. So you use it to warp to the next zone. Waystone 7, okay. 3 pathways. One straight ahead, one to the left, one to the right. Take the one to the left, which leads down. Okay. Alright. I think I want to leave it like that, actually, because I think I've already done it. Should put me back at Caboni. Yeah. And I should go straight across to this one. And that should put me at Pisprati. Did. I'm sick of her doing that. Sonya needs to be top priority. Okay, so that gives me a gold hairpin. Okay, this changes things. And then I go on to Daha Vakari Throck. Okay. There is... Okay, there's an invisible creature here. And this guide says nothing about it. Alright, whatever. Okay, so that puts us at Bakari Barum. Two close to each other and one separated. So the two close to each other, I believe, I go this way first. This is confusing as hell. A set of ninja gear. What? Yeah, whatever. Let's go for it. I like it. Sounds cool. Alright, and then keep going this way, which should take me to Ares. Okay. This takes us back to Throck, Jalam, Kradi. Correct. And then we run on straight through to Bakari Barum. Correct. And then we run on straight through yet again. See. Now I got a Pisces gate my way. Okay. So we go to Throck Pispra. Gaia gear. Gold hairpin gives her way better vitality. do it. And then Gaia gear gives her more defense with no drawback, so do it. Okay, so we came down that way. Then we go down this way to Pisces. And it appears that this gate here would have been Aries, but we've already flipped that switch, which allows us to go back to where flipping the Pisces switch would have took us, which was Da Vakari Jula. I know this makes no sense to you guys. This is insane. This is one of the most confusing things. Okay. So, I am now in Jula. Touch the waystone to the next warp zone.
I've never seen this much mist. Are you all right?
I'm fine, thank you.
Is that nethicite?
I wonder.
With that much nethicite in one's grasp.
You could destroy all of Ivalice, if you wished it.
Okay. Hey, save crystal. Nice. Oh, my back. Alright. Let us go forth and conquer. What the fuck is going on with this dude? She's healing him with holy, so let's not do that. Oh, dude. Stomping this dude. That's super easy. Oh, is it supposed to be like a weird horse thing? That's weird. That's weird. Shemhazai the Whisperer. I think this would have hit better if they would have used summonings I was familiar with. Oh shit, what is happening here? This looks storyline AF. Okay. By this path and no other, reach ye the round of undying, walk of the chosen.
Where is everyone?
Fear not, Princess of Dalmasca. We, O Curia, have chosen you, and you alone. Ashalia Banag and Dalmasca, we see your heart desires power, and power most holy shall we grant. Seek you the sun-crest, slumbering star. In tower on distant shore, it dreams. The mother of all Nephesite, the source of its unending power. The Dynast King, his fallow shards, coarse trinkets cut from sun-crest's light.
Such power exists?
In times that are long passed away, we sought to save this Ivalice, and chose Wraithwall, the Dynast King. He took the sword and cut the crest. 3 shards he took from its gilt grasp, and so became the Dynast King. His words and deeds run through your veins.
That's why I was given it. The Sword of Kings.
The treaty held with kings of old is but a memory, cold and still. With you, we now shall treat anew, to cut a run for history's flow. Now take this sword, this treaty blade, Ocurian seal, mark of your worth. Cut deep the Christ, and seize your shards. Wield Dyna's king's power. Destroy Vanar.
But Vanar... Vanar's an Acurian, a being like you.
Vanar is a heretic.
Yikes.
The Nephesite is ours to give to chosen bearer, or to none. The heretic trespassed, and set the rose of knowledge in man's hand. With imitations they profane. It is anathema to us. We give you now the stone and task. Administer judgment. Destroy them all.
Judgment? Destroy them all? The Empire?
The hues ever skew history's weave. With haste, they move through too short lives. Driven to there by base desires. Toward waste, and wasting, on they run. Undying, we Ocurian light the path for wayward sons of man. Oft did we pass judgment on them, so that Ivalice might endure. Eternal, we are history's stewards, to set the course and keep it true. The chosen is our hand, our fist, to let live some and crush the rest. Princess, you have been chosen. Take revenge against those who stole your kingdom. Fulfill your role as savior. Attain to your birthright.
Ash! What's with these Acuria? What gives them the right to tell you what to do?
Will you take revenge, as they ask?
We could not see them, but we heard the Ocuria speak. They may be gods, but we are the arbiters of our destiny. Your Highness, I'm against this. The Empire must pay, but destruction?
Does anyone know what happened to Dr. Sid? Wasn't he saying he'd be here?
He should have arrived by now.
And I should have realized by now. He's not coming. He laid out the bait, and we bit. Remember what he said? He wanted Ash to get the stone. He wanted that all along. That's why he flaunted his Nethicite, and reeled us in with his stories about Gidovegan, all to bring Ash to the Ocuria.
But wait, if we got a hold of the Nethicite, wouldn't that be bad for the Empire?
Maybe he wants to see what happens when foes with Nethicite collide. That'd be just like Dr. Sid.
I will search out the Sun Crest.
History is built by our hands. That's his favorite line. He'd never stand by and watch the Ocuria stones shape things. So, he was talking to Vanar all along. He wasn't mad at all then, was he?
Restore Dalmasca's sovereignty and make our amends with Lady Ash. It's the only way to avert war.
It is a war of necessity. Your Lady Ash herself is bent on it. She desires it above all else. She will not rest until her revenge is full wrought.
I fear you misread her intent. She would sooner shun war than embrace it.
You are young, Larsa.
And you presume beyond your ken.
Then let us look closer. Judge Gabranth. I would have you seek after the Lady Ash and adjudge whether she makes overtures of peace or war. Yours shall be the eyes of the Empire.
And should I espy war, I am to put her to the sword. Is that your wish, Excellency?
It will not come to that, I am sure. I have faith in her, faith in you both. On you, Gabranth, shall I wager all our fortunes.
As you will.
That so sweet a child could be your brother is hard to believe.
Larsa is as he should be.
What's that, Vana? Ah, taken the bait already, have they? Splendid. The Ocuria have given the princess her treaty blade.
The gods have chosen their scribe to write history as they deem fit. Yes, and she with fresh nethicite to aid her.
Bah! To hell with the Ocuria and their stones. What good? A power that cannot be harnessed. Baubles best suited for study, no more.
We conquered 2 kingdoms that you might study these baubles.
Oh, I am grateful for the sacrifice. Without it, manufactured nethicite would have eluded us. An unrivaled weapon, I warrant you. Tell me, Vana, have I not been an apt pupil?
My counsel did but guide your able hand. Through power of man, the stones did you perfect. Yes. So much accomplished in 6 fleeting years. Man's fervor o'er all obstacles prevailing.
Our lives are much too short. You undying might waste long centuries away, but we, I fear, cannot.
Just so. Had we more time, we might have availed ourselves of more prudent measures.
Your greatest work still lies before you. Not lightly will the Ocuria allow you to wrest the reins of history from their grasp, back into the hands of men.
Indeed. What claim does Garen have on history's reins, seated on throne immortal, rent from time? For your ascendant's vein I offer prayer. May you attain all that which is your due.
Attain it I shall. For too long have my deeds gone unrewarded.
In tower on distant shore dreams the sun Christ. Do these words mean aught to you?
Didn't Redis say he was going to follow some other course? Maybe he found out something that can help.
I'd rather stay out of that Sky Pirate's debt, thank you.
What's wrong with Redis? I mean, if you can't trust your own kind, who can you trust?
You're an expert on pirating now, are you?
Okay. Is this sword something that we can wield? It is, but it's another terrible blade, though. Kind of sucks that you can't use any of the storyline weapons. It's kind of a... kind of a shame. Alright, so... apparently I can go find a map. Oh, I'm not going through that whole thing to find the map again. I made the wrong decision just there, but... yeah, that's fine. We'll get the map later. Apparently in this area is where Ultima the Esper is. So, we'll do that all at a later time. We'll get the map and Ultima a little bit later. But for the time being, we go to the port of Balfenheim for the second time in the story. And we save, and we're going to call it, actually, right there. It's a really good stopping point of the story. And let me take a look at the votes, guys. It would appear that you guys have voted for what should we do with our downtime. Should we play Chrono Trigger for the first time and do it blind and do it in retro style, meaning we only use what's in the box to get as far as we can, and we only pull up guides and ask for help when we've absolutely run out of ideas. Same thing with Earthbound or Mario 64, or do we truck on with the Yakuza series? Yakuza series got 0 votes. You guys do not want to see that. Mario 64, Earthbound, and Chrono Trigger all tied with 3 votes, and then you guys gave us 4 votes to double down on Final Fantasy Challenge and muscle through it. So that's going to be it. That means tomorrow, which normally we take off, we're going to try a small change to the schedule. Tomorrow, we'll be back with Final Fantasy XII. We'll continue plucking away at Final Fantasy XII story and the side quests. And yeah, we're going to get... I think I just saved, but we're going to get even closer to the end. Yep. We'll save one more time just to be safe. And we'll call it that. So, thank you so much for those of you that are here live with us here on Twitch. Thanks so much for watching live. And those of you on YouTube, I'll see you in the next episode of the Final Fantasy Challenge. As always, guys, thanks so much for watching. Be good to your games. They're trying to be good to you. And we'll see you tomorrow.